sir.
All right. All right. You already know what it is. 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 True North Views Podcast.
Club them Shoutouts.
Toronto's official, unofficial podcast discussing hip hop and hip hop culture.
Don't know.
R&B, of course, included as well. And, of course, I go by the name of Harris.
You guys know me. Skirt Master, Mr. Triple Double, no assist himself, stealing 70 mil.
Correction.
2019.
2020 update.
From the TTC. And I'm an NBA champion. You can call me Just Shola. And as usual, we are giving you our views from the perspective of a couple of first-generation Canadians.
Wow.
All right, man. Let's get right into it. Of course, before we start the show, let's start with the plug. You can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter at True North Views. The Instagram is definitely heating up with a lot of great conversations going on in hip hop and hip hop culture and R&B culture on there. Really starting to make these album reviews a thing in terms of posting them more regularly.
Isn't R&B part of hip hop?
You know, it's funny because it is. In my opinion,
that's what I always thought it was.
But I still think it kind of deserves its own lane, its own respect, its own category. It comes from a soul world. It comes from a blues world. So I don't want to just call it hip hop and take away from it, right? But like I was saying, you know, the music reviews is definitely becoming a big thing on our Instagram. Definitely appreciate the increased feedback that we're getting on there. You know, people agreeing with us, people disagreeing with us. And just creating good conversations. So definitely check out our Instagram for that. On Twitter, of course, is where you will find random tweets, random likes, random retweets, hashtag of the day, topic of the day. Maybe we might throw a poll out there, whatever it may be. Just know that if you see a tweeting spree from the @True North Views Twitter account, you know, 93% likely that it happened while I was
back home smoking
meditating.
Meditation, you see, is extremely important. There's different forms of meditation. There's driving meditation. There's walking meditation. There's sleeping meditation. There's shower meditation. And there's just your regular morning or night meditation. There's guided meditation and there's free range meditation. But what meditation will teach you is two things: awareness and acceptance. And if you can get that awareness and if you can get that acceptance, you get these Twitter fingers off. You know what I mean?
Or click, 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 click.
I'm ready to start the show.
Thank you to everyone listening to us right now.
Okay.
Thank you to everyone that has listened to us in the past.
Okay.
Thank you to thank you to everyone that will listen to us in the future. Let's get this show on the road.
Definitely, let's get it on the road. Now, it is All-Star Weekend, of course. We're recording before All-Star Saturday, before All-Star Sunday, obviously, as well. By the time this episode comes out, the All-Star festivities will be over.
Done.
And I know 90 minutes into the episode, is that a young Steph? I got the we got the TV on NBA TV right now on mute. We're just watching
look at his signed jersey.
The warm-ups and whatnot. Kid got one hand. He heard
you.
He heard me still. He heard me. I know 90 minutes from now, we're not going to ask the questions of all-star predictions or things along those lines. So I'm going to get it out the way now. Let's not call this our predictions because, again, the episode will be out by the time it comes out. But let's just call it,
assumptions.
Our picks. Assumptions. Picks. We might be right. We might sound crazy right now. Or we might sound profound.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to sound profound.
Let's start with the skills challenge. Bam Adebayo, Patrick Beverley, Spencer Dinwiddie, Shai Gilgeous, Chris Middleton, Domantas Sabonis, Pascal Siakam, Jason Tatum. Who has won it?
Is this a big versus small or 1%?
I think it's one winner. I couldn't confirm, but let's
give me all the guards. Is Trae Young in this?
Trae Young is not in this. Again, Bam Adebayo.
No.
Patrick Beverley.
No.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Okay.
Shai Gilgeous.
Ooh.
Chris Middleton.
No.
Domantas Sabonis.
No.
Pascal Siakam. Jason Tatum.
Okay, I'm giving it to Siakam.
Okay.
Or What would the two guards said for? I can't remember these names.
Pat Bev, Spencer Dinwiddie, Shai Gilgeous.
So Shai Gilgeous is my actual pick. Shai Gilgeous.
Okay. My pick was Shai Gilgeous, so I'm gonna say Shai Gilgeous.
But I want Siakam to win it.
I definitely want Siakam.
We want every Toronto one to win.
But again, by the time this episode comes out,
we'll find out.
It'll be hindsight being 2020.
3-point contest.
3-point contest. We have Davis Bertans.
Jeez.
We have Devin Booker.
Jeez.
We have Devontae Graham.
Bruh.
We have Joe Harris.
Oh God.
We have Buddy Shield. No, I'm joking. Buddy Hield. I can't read his name without
saying
Shield.
If he played good defense, that would be a sick nickname
Shield.
for him.
Wow.
Buddy Shield. That's hard.
You heard it here first. Zach LaVine, surprising. Duncan Robinson.
Who? I'm
Trae
joking.
Young.
Yo, it's a top.
They do have the additional 6-pointer or whatever the fuck it is.
I heard about it once.
So I know that favors the streaky shooters, the Buddies, the Trays. They're definitely favored by that. Don't forget, Joe Harris won last year.
That's what I was going to say.
He
broke the record or some shit.
No, he didn't. He had 26 in the first round, 25 in the finals.
Some bull.
Buddy Hield, for example, put up 25 in the first round, 19 in the final. So that's where kind of the streakiness comes in.
I'm going Trae Young and Joe Harris as my two top picks. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one's tough for me. I'm going to go with two picks as well. I have either Joe Harris or Duncan Robinson.
You know, that's only because I haven't watched him play. I just hear about his 3-point shooting.
You have to watch one game that guy plays.
I need to watch it.
Whap.
That's all I hear about him.
He's licking it. He's licking it.
Dunk contest.
And let's talk about the dunk contest. We have Pat Connaughton from the Milwaukee Bucks. We have Aaron Gordon. We have Dwight Howard. And we have Derrick Jones Jr.
Zion Williamson is my pick, please.
Okay. Imagine if he comes out a fucking surprise appearance.
Derrick Jones Jr.
I want to say Derrick Jones Jr. I do remember him being in it. I think it was 2017. I might have the years wrong. I'm worried that he will have the best dunks, but two things will happen. He'll lack the dunk depth, if that makes sense.
I know what you're talking about.
But more importantly, I think he's going to miss. I think he's going to miss his first... Like, if he goes for something crazy... Because, like... He probably has the most ability in there.
That is, that's why I give it to him. Just
that's saying something with Aaron Gordon in there, right? But he has probably the most raw ability, and I feel like he might push that raw ability too far, like almost like Zion at the end of the rookie game.
Yeah, where it was just
it was just he missed twice for going something nuts. So I feel like he might miss, and that might turn a 50 into a 46.
Yeah,
a 50 into a 44, 50 into a 42. And then Aaron Gordon's just going to hit him with solid 48s across the board.
Aaron Gordon knows how to, compose his dunks.
Yeah, that's what I think, at least.
That's good. Aaron Gordon's my second pick anyway.
Again, by the time this episode comes out, none of this conversation will be relevant. Matter. But let's get into Music Potpourri in that case.
Yes, sir.
Music Potpourri, of course, is that segment. All things hip-hop and hip-hop news related. Again, R&B and R&B news related as well.
We don't
we like to sprinkle in some keep it or leak it in terms of whether it's new music or just new ideas. Are we for the idea or are we against the idea? Do we want you to keep that idea elsewhere or do we want you to leak that idea for us to consume? We then get into some shout-outs, of course. We want to spotlight some people. This one's really just about Black culture. I'm gonna be honest. Because we got sports in there sometimes. We got entertainment in there sometimes.
It's just I know we want to say good job. So pretty much.
Definitely. And of course, we then finish up that segment with not only talking about the new music that has come out for the week, but really getting into the new music that we actually listen to for the week. And then, of course, we finish off the segment by letting you know, in general, what is in our rotation. What are we listening to? Could be oldies, could be playlists, could be throwbacks,
could be newbies,
could be music that was missed over the last week or two. Just to give you some insight into what's going on in our world, and maybe you want to sort of follow suit with some of the music choices. But in getting the Music Potpourri started, I'm going to do something that we didn't do last week due to forgetting with the Michael Kiwanuka.
Oh, yes.
I did go to the Michael Kiwanuka concert, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the Rapsody concert.
Jeez, your boo.
Rapsody, the beautiful.
You got a one-on-one
Rapsody.
picture, one-on-one hug again?
I didn't, unfortunately. But you know what? It was a fantastic show. So this show took place February 13th in Toronto. The name of the venue was Toy Box.
Where is that?
It is.
Was it called something else before?
I feel like it was. I won't tell the story about how I thought it was called something else and looked up the something else and went to the wrong location. I won't say that story because it'll really expose how directionally challenged I am.
Yo.
But what I will say is that the doors opened up at 8 and I was there at 7:45. Right. Now,
okay.
That's not like me.
That's
right?
No, you're there like 6:45.
Yes, that's not like me. But I don't know if it was called something else. Do you know where? You don't know where Chubby's is.
I know where Chubby's is.
Yeah, it's right by Chubby's.
Oh.
Literally across the street from Chubby's.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I don't think it was called anything else. There's nothing that shows like formerly or nothing.
Mm-hmm. It was weird. It was like in like a back alley, creek, go to the left, go here, go there. I'm like, okay.
Mad sketch just
to get into this place. It's cold as fuck. That wasn't the cold night in Toronto, but that was the night before the cold day in Toronto.
Yes.
So.
Oh, it was usually called Union with a U. UNIUN.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of Union.
I've heard of Union.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. But to talk about the concert a little bit, again, this concert or this tour is called A Black Woman Created This Tour. Let me get the name right. And we had quite a few names on the opening bill. We had an artist by the name of Nico Brim. He was kind of like the pre-show.
Any relation to Stilo Brim?
I'll give you that. I forgot I didn't have my soundboard open. No relation to Stilo Brim as far as I know. But if you looked on Facebook, it'll tell you that the event, doors open at 8. It would say Heather Victoria, who is the second act. She starts at 9:20.
You went to her.
You have Cyrock, the MC. She starts at like 10, and then Rapsody at like 10:30.
I thought her name was Ciroc.
I thought it was Ciroc as well.
I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Like, it's kind of. I see what you did there.
But she was saying Cyrock, so I'm a definitely respect it as she's saying it. So Nico Brim started around that 9 o'clock hour. He wasn't on the Facebook information, right? Rapper out of New York. He was pretty decent. Had some good energy to him. It's very hard to get the crowd going as the very first act.
It really is.
And I think he did that. I think he managed to do that. He had some swag to him. He had some bars to him. He had some energy to him. He had stage presence. He had, that ability to perform. And, being part of a tour that sumptuously is woman dominant, it's good for him. It's kudos to him for just being able to put on a super decent show. With his, 15, 20 minutes or whatever amount of time that he had.
So you became a fan of him after his
show? I would have to see what he has musically. I would have to, Spotify his name.
But you weren't
disappointed see what he has out there.
At what he saw.
But not disappointed at all. I was very entertained by it. I was very, excited by it, for lack of a better word. And it kind of set the tone for the show. So I was here for it. And again, salute to Nico Brim. 9:20. We got the main card now. We got the card as per.
I'm laughing because it's actually true. That is the main card.
As per Facebook, we got the information of who's performing, and we start with Heather Victoria. And if you guys know me, I've been listening to Heather Victoria for a little bit of time now.
Because I was gonna say, I feel like you said that name before.
Yes.
I've heard you say Heather Victoria.
She is someone who is very closely affiliated to Rapsody. She's part of Jamla Records. And she's a singer. She's an R&B singer, and she just makes great music. She has a really good voice. She has a really popular single out called Japan.
Never heard of it.
May have heard it before in terms of not by title, but if you hear it in the background, it's one of those where you might have heard it somewhere. But she did an amazing job. She did a phenomenal job. Her voice is great. She sounds phenomenal live. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Heather Victoria, nothing but great things to say about her.
Shout out to Heather Victoria.
Without a doubt. The next act that comes on is an artist by the name of, again, we thought it was Ciroc, but it's Cyrock. It's spelled SAROC.
Ciroc's in the building.
So SAROC.
Ciroc's in the house.
DT the GOAT. Oh, we got Diana Taurasi. Hey. Yo, Diana Taurasi is my fucking favorite player ever.
Look how short she is compared to LeBron.
She's taller than CP, though.
Yo, CP is short, though. CP is 6.
I'm wearing my point guard. Western Conference with the Toronto hat. Is that taboo?
No, because that's from when they were in Toronto, too.
I live in the West End?
No, that's the jersey from when the All-Star Weekend was in Toronto.
That it was.
So. Red Tims to commemorate that.
I'm in my red monkey jeans, all white tee. Do you remember that song?
Sounds familiar.
Damn.
Maybe I heard the next verse out.
Guilty pleasures. So, Ciroc. Let's talk about Ciroc.
Cyroc.
My bad.
Get that shit straight.
Ciroc came out and performed, and I didn't know anything about her.
Is she a rapper? Singer? Rapping singer?
Okay. She's a rapper. I knew nothing about her, and I must say she blew my head off.
Did the crowd? People in the crowd look like they knew her?
Immediately she came and spazzed. Immediately she came and spazzed.
No one went to Six Flags concert and what's her name? Tierra Whack came out. Was it kind of like that? Where Tierra just commanded the audience all of a sudden. Like, I didn't come to see you, but I could watch you all night.
She came and crushed that. I had never heard of her. Now, there was a few people in the audience that I was sort of talking to or talking around.
Yeah.
And they were saying, nah, Ciroc been in this game, man. She's been doing it for years. And obviously that's true. I mean, you can tell by her poise. You can tell by her stage presence that she's been doing this for quite a while. And let me just maybe play something. I don't even know what I'm going to play. I'm just going to play a shuffle. Let's see where it leads us.
I'm working, that's the responsible thing. Spend half my life trying to find my life from outside sources. Why the only voice that mattered came from me. You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are. Vintage, Mero composer, warrior, so every verse became a vintage. Went through too much hair to not be fine, but they still feigning ignorance. So now I came to clip my just do with remaining interest. Baby, I'm a star without the flash fame of Fenty. Came out the doctor.
So she came and just started ripping the building with bars.
Yeah, that's hard.
I was like, what the fuck?
Like, I didn't come to see you, bro.
Extremely talented. I was fortunate enough to be able to see her after the show and just tell her, like, wow, you know.
Where's she from?
I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember where she's from. But, you know, just the ability to tell her, like, wow, I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't know your name. I wasn't aware of your music. But to just come in like that and just, like, wow. Like, almost like losing my words. I was just like, honestly, just wow.
You
like,
did your thing.
Wow. You fucking killed that. You crushed it. You know, got a picture with her. We're very grateful for that. And, you know, she definitely held it down. She got the crowd hyped because, again, Heather Victoria is a great singer. And we know Heather Victoria is Team Rapsody all day, Team Jamla all day. But she's a singer in terms of the difference of energy. Right,
and most people that like
I feel like Heather Victoria got the crowd engaged. Yeah, and this is in addition to Nico Brim. This isn't to take nothing away from Nico Brim. I feel like Heather Victoria got the crowd engaged. Ciroc got the crowd amped. So now you have an amped, engaged crowd.
And then Rapsody comes out. Was she on time?
She was on time. Actually, everything was on time. What I really loved about it, again, I might have the times wrong, but again, it was like Heather Victoria 9:20. Ciroc at 10, Rapsody 10:30, something like that. Right?
Whatever.
10:45. When Heather Victoria started at 9:19, she was done by 9:57.
Shout out to that.
So we got 3 minutes and then boom,
stage change. Ciroc.
You know what I'm saying? And then Ciroc went to like 10:41, and then 4 minutes, boom, rap.
That's
so
good,
it was clean, crisp. I wish I brought my camera. I don't think they really checked me enough. I could have brought it.
Oh, wait, they see no cameras to those events?
Oh, well, you technically need a media pass to have one. I feel but Rebel, like when I went to Michael Kiwanuka at Rebel, you know, you heard someone got stabbed yesterday at Rebel? Bro, Rebel didn't even check. Security didn't check nothing.
It's not the first time like something like this is happening at Rebel.
I walked into the concert and I'm like,
didn't you say they didn't check out Summer Walker too? Oh no, you didn't go, but the person that we know that went said they didn't get checked out Summer Walker.
Summer Walker either.
And that's like, but Rebel's been known as like
interesting.
Like I'm not a fan of Rebel personally,
to say the least. To speak about Rapsody a little bit, I don't want to sound redundant because I did talk about her a lot when I went to her show a few months ago.
You did.
Same album, of course. She's performing the Eve album. A lot of the same songs. What I liked about this tour this time around was a few things. For one, it was her tour, so it's not her opening up for Big Crit. It's her tour. A black woman created this tour. She brought some black women with her.
Black men too.
You gotta salute that without a doubt. So that part I really loved. I like that she went a little bit more back catalog.
Because now it's her show. She can spend more time. Everyone there is for her.
Exactly, and she's not titling it the Eve tour. Right, it's the Black Woman created this tour, and
I'm not telling you what you're going to listen to.
A few times she's like, "Can I go back, guys? Can I go back?" To some Jamla records, to some Layla's Wisdom records.
Layla's Wisdom,
and it was just a phenomenal show overall. Rapsody is such an elite performer. she's one of those artists that they almost look up to the side while performing because they're that zoned in. I like her crowd engagement as well. I like how she controls the mic. I like how she commands the mic. What I really like about the DJs. Oh, also for Heather Victoria, we had Crisis in the building. Now, the Crisis, the name might sound familiar as a producer. Again, he is Team Jamla Records, but more importantly, I'm not going to call him a protege because I don't know the whole entire story or history, but I know he's very closely affiliated with Ninth Wonder, and they make similar type of beats.
Okay.
Right? In fact, if you look at any Ninth Wonder production, whether it's Zion 1, Zion 2, Zion 3, Zion 4, there's some, or even, Jamla's a Squad 1, Jamla's a Squad 2. There's a few tracks on there that are strictly Crisis productions. So to have him there, I was like, oh shit, added bonus. Exactly. Shout out to Crisis. He's in the building.
Producers don't get enough
good
love.
opportunity to kind of just be in his presence to that respect. But like I said, overall, it was a fantastic show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would definitely see that show again. I mean, I did see the show again.
Of course you would.
And I was just as entertained the second time. I was this close to buying merch. The hoodie was hard.
How much was the
hard?
hoodie?
It was $70, Rap.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. It was $70,
Yo,
Rap. I gotta get paid.
Merch
I gotta get this bonus. You know what I mean?
Concert merch is outrageous now.
Man, oh man. But again, nothing but great things to say about that. Rapsody, Cyrock, Heather Victoria, Nico Brim, February 13th,
Crisis.
Toy Box in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. A black woman created this tour. A fantastic show, and salute to maybe anyone listening that has a future date coming up with that Rapsody show. I know, shout out to our guy Vic, BKC Blank Canvas Creatives.
Shout out to Vic.
You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Which one? I think his niece or cousin went to the Detroit show. Which was I'm assuming the following day. If not 2 days, because maybe Montreal. No, why would you go to Montreal?
No, I think she probably went to Detroit.
Right?
Yeah, it's a 4-hour drive.
So I know they posted some content. I think, again, his niece, cousin, I might be, my bad, Vic.
We don't know.
She had an opportunity to meet Rap,
Hugger.
And I think she's an MC as well. And she was able to actually send Rapsody her music. And Rapsody responded. She's like, yo, I checked it out. It's dope. You got that flow. Keep doing what you're doing. So just salute to Rapsody. She's so humble. She's just so appreciative of people that enjoy her music and enjoy her presence. And I'm a fan of that, in addition to being a fan of her music and being a fan of her shows and everything beyond that. So again, salute to them. Salute to that tour.
Rapsody.
That was a lot of fun. And let's move on.
Yes.
Right. Let's move on. So I want to talk about Drake.
Drizzy Drake, Toronto's very own.
Drizzy Drake. Have you heard about this?
I saw something about it, but whenever I hear Drake and anything, I just forgot, I want the rumors to clear up before I even look into it, because
that's a good strategy.
As soon as someone says anything about Drake, every news article is picking up in the world.
That is a fantastic strategy. So Drake, I will read the headline. This is by The Verge. Drake signs a multi-year partnership with a live streaming platform called Caffeine.
Oh, now, okay. They sell coffee or something?
No. Maybe because they try to keep you on screen.
Damn. That's a good one.
Damn. So I'll read this here. I did kind of skim it the first time. I did try to have a brief discussion about it in Blank Canvas Creatives. Again, that is a Facebook community. Go join that. BKC Blank Canvas with a K. Creatives. It's a space for creators, by creators. It's really just meant to pump each other up, give each other that kind of energy. Look for some feedback if you are in the kind of the same avenues of creativity, and just a really dope community to be a part of. So I did post the Drake information in there because I wanted to kind of get some of their takes on it. And, some people were cool with it. Some people were not cool with it. Basically what it is, again, I'll read the headline here. Drake obviously is one of the biggest rappers in the world. And as of today, he decided to throw considerable weight behind Caffeine in the live streaming wars. He signed a multi-year agreement with the platform, though Caffeine declined to confirm an exact length of that partnership. He'll have his own channel on the platform, but first, his first act will be to try to bring the Ultimate Rap League, or the URL, for lack of for abbreviation,
the URL,
to Caffeine. Caffeine says that the rapper might stream on his own channel, but it doesn't know when or how often, presumably because the deal doesn't cover that.
Right? So what the fuck does the deal cover?
Run by the co-founder Troy Mitchell, URL is the biggest battle rap league in the country, United States, and Drake is a big fan.
Not Canada.
For the uninitiated, battle rap is when two MCs freestyle.
Your mama stinks.
Right? So, whatever. I don't have to explain it.
No.
I've always loved, this is a quote by Drake, I've always loved URL and admired what Smack and his team have been able to create. It just wasn't easily accessible, said Drake, according to the press release. It's exciting to be in a position where I'm able to bring Caffeine to the table and help provide URL with the tools that they need to elevate the viewing experience and make it accessible to the fans. What else here? Yada, 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 yada. I'm not, again, full details, maybe to be revealed, but ultimately, as you're hearing, the URL, the United Rap League, Caffeine, a streaming platform, Drake is essentially using his name to shed more light on this battle rap league and bring more eyes onto this battle rap.
Do you think Drake owns part of it now?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the deal knows, but could be.
Would you think he would own part of this?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I think it would just be a big percent of splits or a big percent of shared viewership.
Oh yeah, that's part ownership.
But I don't. I mean unofficial ownership.
Yeah, unofficial, but like he gets some. He ain't just doing this for out of kindness of his heart and for minimum wage.
But in Blank Canvas Creatives, there's a few different opinions on this matter.
What's their opinion?
And I'm gonna read the following. So I won't give government names, of course.
Govies only.
No govies only. So, one person said, I don't know how to feel about this. We continue to see what happens when major artists get in bed with battle rap culture. I don't know if I'm feeling this yet. Time will tell. Right? One person said, I think it's going to water down the audience, to be honest. I did sort of counterpoint and I said, well, I mean, at what point does that become a byproduct of growth that can't be avoided?
I think it's people hating on Drake.
Well, in general, just growth in general leads to a watered down audience.
Oh yeah, that's what happens.
Right, in general, right? But the response to my question was, organic growth and attaching your brand to the biggest pop star in rap are two totally different things, though. If it was organically grown by people who sought out the battles, I don't think it would be watered down as much. Now you're going to have a lot of Drake fans who won't really know the culture trying to attach themselves to it. Probably the same people that think Pusha went too far. I guess.
I get that person's point of view, but I feel like that person is just taking the negatives out of it only. What if Drake organically found it? I was like, I like this. And he brings his fans. And
not to mention, Drake has been, I'm not going to say part of the scene. I'm not saying that. But Drake has shown interest publicly in battle rap for a while. Yes. He's been a part of King of the Dot.
Yeah.
He's been part of other, I think he had a moment even with Murda Mook, I think challenged him. Way back like 2015.
And
something
his
like
fans
that.
bring more eyes onto this thing that's going to get watered down. But what if 10% of them are like, you know what, we actually want to invest in this and we like this. So I feel like that person just taking the negative out and just saying, this is what's going to happen.
That I agree with. Shout
out to that person though.
Maybe a few other commentaries. It's only one view at a time, so it's a cool free outlet. I mean, this is just details, I guess. You still have to pay for major pay-per-views and the app to go back. I don't know. Anyways. Moving on. I think Drake is too big of a star for that. It's kind of bittersweet. On one end, that can do a lot for battle rap. On the other end, it can become more generic.
Well, you can say that about like when Drake quote unquote appropriates music.
Yeah,
like that's the exact same thing. Everyone's just picking. I feel like everyone's just nitpicking because it's Drake and it's easy to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a nitpick due to it being Drake, and I think a lot of good things come out of this. And like I said, like I initially. Rebutted with, it isn't watering down a byproduct of growth. Like you just can't avoid it.
It is.
You can't, no matter what. Like,
you can.
Let's think about things that have become big recently.
Plants. Lizzo, you water them.
Lizzo. Wow, let's go. I'm not even gonna give my examples.
No, but I'm
not even gonna give my examples. I had Lizzo in my mind. I had the NBA in my mind.
The NBA was actually my first choice, and then Plants came in for my head right last minute.
I had what else did I have in mind? I don't remember what else, but
smoking. Meditating.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I want to talk about the Nipsey Hussle documentary.
Yes, I heard about this.
So I mean, we heard about it being in the works at the time, of course, of Nipsey's passing. Since that time, haven't really heard much about it, or we heard that at the time they were trying to shop it around and find
a suitable
deal
home
for it. It looks like we're there. So this is directed by Ava DuVernay.
Isn't she did the one with Sentinel? Not Sentinel Park. That's Toronto. Sentinel Park. Central Park 5.
Sentinel Park is not even like a lit like.
It's not. I don't know why Sentinel.
Wow. She did the one with the Central Park 5.
Yes.
I mean, again, I'll just read some information here. So the marathon will continue on streaming and in the hands of the Oscar-nominated director Ava DuVernay. Just one day before her own series, OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, Cherish Today, debuts on Oprah Winfrey's outlet. DuVernay has been set to direct a feature-length documentary on the late, great Nipsey Hussle. It's a co-production between DuVernay's Array banner and Hussle's Marathon Films. The project was secured by Netflix after an intense bidding war hosted recently by the CAA for When They See Us client.
There we go. That's Central Park 5.
Central Park 5. Let's see if it says anything else here. Any details on this? The deal comes less than a year after Nipsey's fatal shooting last March in South LA, and the outpouring from the City of Angels for an artist and activist that many view as emerging into his own despite already achieving commercial and critical success. Well,
shout out to Ava DuVernay.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is more so just a shout out to Ava DuVernay for putting this together. We do trust her. I'm just using a rapper reference.
Yes,
we trust her pen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She did the Central Park 5.
Central Park 5.
When They See Us.
Captivating.
I still can't bring myself to watch it.
I felt emotional watching that, and actually the other day I was recommending that documentary to someone. Shout out to Jersey. You know what it is.
Okay. I wasn't white or black.
We were watching the trailer, and I was just as upset.
I've seen the trailer. I'm like, I can't watch this.
I was just as upset watching the trailer again, and this is after watching the documentary already. So. If she's able to do that and make that captivating of a product, I'm very curious to see what she does with Nipsey Hussle.
Me too.
We know the Hussle family is involved in this as well, and Nipsey was about business and making sure business is done right. Yep. So that is the only thing that I hope is that nothing is faulty with the business.
Me neither.
Otherwise, I think we're in store for something great.
Shout out to
I really do, and I'm looking forward to that. Right?
Yep.
Let's move on here.
Roots Picnic.
You
going?
I really didn't have anything to say about Roots Picnic other than the fact that I am going.
Jeez!
Let me just give myself some. It's gonna be my first festival experience.
Jeez! You going?
Going to Philly
alone?
Going to Philly.
Oh, okay. Say less. You don't need to say less, man. Don't worry.
Going to Philly, man. I kind of just wanted to talk about maybe festival culture in general. Do you plan to attend any festivals anytime soon? We got some here. We got Veld. We got Osheaga.
I've been to OVO a few times.
True. That is a fest. That is a fest. But Roots Picnic, the lineup sounds amazing.
Yo, it sounds hard. And this is your lineup too.
As far as I know, Roots Picnic has always been one of those festivals to really get the music right.
Yeah, it's not hype music.
Exactly. I've watched their bill for quite a while, and I really like what I see here. So we have Meek Mill.
Jeez.
These are the headlining acts, I suppose. So we have Meek Mill, Summer Walker, DaBaby, Snow Allegra.
Is there 2 A's in Snow Allegra? Has it always been?
There is, yeah.
I didn't understand. Sorry,
Snow Allegra, Burna Boy, and Thundercat.
Jeez.
We also have the Roots, of course, because it is Roots Picnic. They're gonna do something with Music Soul Child, SWV, and Brandy. I'm sorry, we got Brandy in the motherfucking.
Wait till you get to the. Every time I read another line, I'm like, wow.
We got the Reed in the building.
That's hard.
We got Elliot Wilson in the building. Again, going back to the roots. So Black Thought is doing something, what he calls a live mixtape session. I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to Parks. He was explaining. They usually go.
That's sick. They'll probably
They
be
usually go, or at least some of them. So they were saying basically this Black Thought live mixtape session is him just like freestyling on beats. And I'm here for that.
That's hard, man.
I'm fucking.
And he's doing that with other people.
Oh my god, I'm here for that.
Tell him who he's doing that with.
It is one of the greatest lyricists ever. We have featuring Griselda, Raekwon, and Ghostface. Now on some other names here that are not as big. We got Sir.
That's your boy.
I'm sorry. We got Baby Rose, which is one of my favorite voices in R&B. She sounds fucking phenomenal. Baby Rose, one of my motherfucking favorites. We got your boy Buddy.
Yo, that's the reason I want to go to this show.
Shit.
Just for Buddy.
Duce Palooza.
Isn't Duce Palooza a party?
It's a brand.
It's a brand at this point.
And you know what? It's a brand, and shout out to them for getting their brand out
We
there.
have a little corner where they're going to be party.
Again, going back to the roots, we have Questlove and his Supreme podcast.
Probably shoot an episode like a live pod.
Perhaps. And I never really had a live pod experience.
I kind of want to do it.
I mean, we had Jesus and Miro.
But it wasn't a pod. That was just like a live show.
Exactly. So I would love to experience that as well. And we have phony people on the ticket. Holy shit. Bad. I've read every name, and every name, there's no skips. There's no skips so far, right?
Maybe I'll be on one stage. What should be like at 3 different stages? You have to be running from one space to another?
Oh my God. They're doing like a Prince tribute thing as well. So that's going to be interesting to see what that turns up to be. And then we have some other associations here, I suppose. I don't know if they're acts or what. I'm not going to lie. I don't know all the names. But there's Hard Work Movement. There's Akil Dawood. There's DJ Diamond Cuts. There's Bren Joy. There's Around the Waist Curls. And there is Poundside Pop. That is Saturday, May 30th. I'm going to Philly for that.
Shit.
I've already looked up the flight. It's $2 bills. I already looked up the Airbnb. It's $70 a night.
Cheers, guys. Ready.
The early bird ticket is only $69.99.
That's it?
$69.99 to watch every fucking
thing that I just said.
The regular price is $79.99.
That's it?
And the high price is going to go up to $89.99.
That's it?
Yes.
Yo, bro.
Yes.
I need to be there.
So I'm going to Philly. I'm letting you know that from now in case you do want to take a look at this and consider.
Yeah, anyway.
But I will be in Philly at that time. That is my first trip to the United States, not including Buffalo.
Oh, I'm going to say you
can't include Buffalo, man.
It's still the States.
People from New York don't even include Buffalo. They're like, oh, that's Syracuse. That's Canada. I'm like, okay, Melo played there.
Jeez, right? I guess Melo played for Canada then.
Shit, I guess Melo Canadian. Shit, we'll take that. But no, shout out to that. That looks super hard. That looks super intriguing and enticing.
It's not affordable too.
And I like the fact that it is affordable. And I'm excited to kind of get my feet wet in the
You're
festival
deep in the US too. You're not going to like Buffalo. No, I know not deep. I just mean like you're not going to Buffalo anymore. Like you're in the US at this point.
Fair enough. Now I wanted to surprise all of us with this.
I didn't even open this because did you know? So I did not click it.
I don't remember what I put.
So
that's why I like doing this because I don't remember what I fucking put.
Did you know? Mine's loading too.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me just play the audio here.
Oh, okay.
Talking about MC Hammer. And I was just like, why does everybody keep talking about MC Hammer? So he was plugged in with a bunch of tech companies. You know what I'm saying? He has this MC Hammer.
Wow.
He got a friend named Ron Conway who's like a billionaire.
Caught a plug.
Yeah. So I end up going through all these tech conferences trying to find MC Hammer. I finally found MC Hammer, and me and him had a 4-hour argument standing outside the Facebook. Basically saying,
this is Chameleonaire talking, by the way. Forgot to mention that part. Chameleonaire, for those that don't know, you can say what you want about his shorter run in hip hop, and you can make jokes about him getting out of the game. But he's been in the tech industry for a long fucking time.
Well, that's what he's talking about.
Making a lot of fucking money.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the rest.
I understand he was frustrated because he was just like, I give the game about this tech companies to all these artists and they don't be getting it. They be like, pay me to do this, pay me to tweet.
And I want to find what this is. My bad for keep pausing it because it's Dame Dash interviewing him.
Oh, shit.
I will continue.
Meanwhile, he owns a piece of Twitter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Hammer owns a piece of Twitter?
Yeah.
See, that's what's crazy is you'll hear more about Hammer and his demise and being fucked up. And how can no one talk about him owning Twitter?
That's the game, man.
And I know that. That's what they do with me.
Which is messed up.
I've been owning a $100 million company for years, which I just got robbed for, and I got to go to court about.
Yeah.
But No one talks about that. They only talk about the bad things as it relates to rappers.
I went to one tech conference.
The bad is more attractive.
There's a lot of discussions here. I saw Marlon Palmer tweet this. And Marlon Palmer, we say your last name just because
that's how everyone knows you. And like, you don't try to hide it. It's on your Twitter, fam.
It rolls off the tongue. But shout out to the Oxtail God and shout out to
Marlon. Beep. Gotta start bleeping on his last name.
Shout out to the Extra Gravy podcast.
What do you say?
We call them Toronto's official podcast. We are Toronto's official, unofficial.
Yes, we are.
Podcast, yeah, I mean. But what he said was because again, it's Dame interviewing him, and you heard what Dame said. Man, it's like me. I'm involved in a $100 million company, which I'm getting robbed for
right now. I slid that in there slickly.
Which I'm being robbed for right now.
Go to court tomorrow for that shit.
He asked the question. He said, does Dame Dash just keep finding himself in bad business deals, or does he just do so much business that bad business deals is a byproduct of it? And I'm paraphrasing him.
I'm with the latter, or the latter, the former, the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he does so much business that some bound to fail. I think
so as well.
It's like Donald Trump. Everyone's like, Donald Trump declared bankruptcy. Half of them were business. Or actually, all the times he declared bankruptcy was a business.
Now, I'm going to use a better example because we're not talking about...
I'm talking about his business.
Who shall not be named on this podcast.
I could talk about...
I'm going to use the name 50 Cent instead, and you tell the exact same story.
I don't know 50 Cent's story. That's what I'm saying.
50 Cent has gone bankrupt multiple times.
Well, I'm using Donald Trump, and I'm able to separate a business from the personal.
I'm fucking with you, of course.
And business-wise, he's declared bankruptcy, I think, 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. And all of it was just because you needed whatever. I don't know that part of the business, but it was a business move. I feel like that's Dame Dash. He's just done so much damn business that some deals go good, some deals go bad, some deals...
Agreed. Yeah. And I mean, just thoughts on Hammer. He owns a part of Twitter. That's nuts.
I was this years old when I found out.
And that was the thing. That was the tweet, right? How much is that worth? I'm curious because what is a part of Twitter? Like,
how much is Twitter worth in general?
I mean, technically, you can check on the market, I guess, with the market cap. But let's
just say 100 million.
No.
I'm just giving it because I wanted a round number.
You gotta talk
Williams. I wanted a round number.
It's Williams for sure. Let me check though. Twitter, Google, finance. Check the.
How much is Twitter worth? Twitter is worth. Oh well, thanks for giving me stock. I want to fucking.
Well, that's what it's gonna give you. How many shares do they have? And where's their market cap?
$37.
Their market cap is $28.65 Williams.
I don't know where you see that market cap.
I'm on Yahoo Finance.
I don't know. I'm not in business.
Shit, I mean,
I see 4.4 billion here. I could be wrong again. Like, I don't know.
Well, okay. I mean,
I'm not in business.
Valuation, whereas market cap is different than valuation, so I can understand that. But somewhere between 4 and 28 Williams, right?
Jesus Christ.
28 Williams. Fuck, that might be the name episode. 28 Williams. 28 Williams.
So how much do you think Hammer is getting from this?
Yo, listen, man. I don't know. 28.
Like, does he own 0.03% like JC and the Nets, or does he own 30%? Like,
listen, my calculator can't even compute it, fam. But let me check here. If I take,
the number is so long, we have to turn your calculator sideways.
If I take 28 Williams, and I take, how much do we want to do?
Just say 1%.
No, 1% is too much. Let's do 1/10%.
Okay.
Right?
I guess 1%.
So that's 1, and that would be 1/10, and then I throw that there. Right? Wait, hold on. That's a 1. No, wait. That would be 1%. Yep. So I throw another 1, and then that.
Yes.
Okay.
That's 1 over 100. 28 million. Bro. And that's only if he owns 0.01%.
No, 0.1%. If he owns 0.1% of the market cap of
that's
Twitter.
That's 10%.
No.
Yeah, 0.1% is... Oh, no, 0.1%.
Exactly. You're thinking about multiplication of decimals. No, if he just owns 0.1%, which would be multiplying by 0.001.
Because you moved the decimal place twice.
Based on the market cap, that's 28 Mannies. I can't think of a funnier word for million.
Mannies.
I saw a tweet of a Hispanic person performing like that kind of sing rap.
Yeah.
And someone's like, that A Boogie, like Rod Wave,
like,
Roddy Ricch, that type thing. And someone's like Rodriguez Wave. I was like,
Rodriguez Wave.
That shit had me. Salute to Hammer though, man, because again, if we're talking market cap, if we're talking numbers as they appear on the stock market, and if we're talking as low as 0.1%, That's a lot of fucking money.
And I just want to say, real G's move in silence like lasagna. He don't need to be out here. Everyone's like, "Oh, you went bankrupt after your one hit song." And I was like, "Okay, sure, all right, cool." I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go chill with watching my stocks rise.
Facts. And even the people that spoke on it are the perfect examples of that. Yeah. Millionaire, even Dame Dash to a certain degree, or Dame Dash to a lot of degrees.
It shows you that people are moving in these streets, man. Just because you don't see them moving doesn't mean they're not moving, man. You should be doing the same.
Speaking of moving.
Jeez.
We got to talk about Amber Rose real quick.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you saw her tattoos real
I
recently.
Saw it.
I was going to ask your thoughts on it and, where it may or may not have come from and all of these different types of things. I think it's based on her children.
It's her children's name, supposedly.
But you know what? Rather than us try to explain, why don't we let her try to explain
Let's do that.
Right? Because this did come out a few days later when she was doing damage control Twitter.
I gotta be honest, and I don't want this to sound like corny or anything, but kind of after Kobe died, it made me reflect on my life. And I don't want people to be like, "Oh, Kobe died and you went and got a tattoo." But it was kind of like that because, I thought about my dad and my dad had cancer when he was 40 and he went through remission and he's good, but he almost died. And I'm 36. And I was like, I've been wanting this tattoo for a long time. And I was like, you know what? Life is so short. Just do it. Just live your best life. Do it. It's just with no regrets. Just
Nothing
do it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's just how I felt. And I'm happy I did it.
She literally tatted no regrets on her fucking...
Hold up. Keisha Cole has a TV show? Yo, that's all I started thinking about halfway through. Keisha Cole has a TV show?
No, I didn't even take in that part.
What the fuck is Fox Soul?
Let me hear the rest.
That sounds so racist.
I want to hear Keisha talk.
And if he wanted to do it, if he did it and you were there and in support and just loving, your guy, you know what I'm saying? And saying, we got them both, baby.
Well, he encouraged it. He was just like...
Keisha, the new Wendy?
Definitely not.
I'm fucking with you.
Your man encouraged that? Yo, you need to break up with the man. I'm not.
I mean, Wiz is...
It's not Wiz.
My bad. I was thinking about the kid.
The kids were Wiz. The kid's Wiz's dad.
Yes.
Or Wiz is the kid's dad.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
What do I think about it? I think any tattoo on your face is stupid.
Yes, I agree with that. I will always say that, regardless. It could be your mom, your dad, your grandma. It could be God.
Mm-hmm. Man dies because of heaven. God has a face tattoo.
It could be whatever you want.
That was a bad decision, God. But let me get into it.
Are a real dumb idea.
I think, I agree with you. She's not to say it's even worse on women, but I feel like as a mother, you are a prime example, and you should not be doing that. And shout out to Amber Rose, I guess. But
yeah, man, I'll let you be on your island with that one because I ain't gonna.
Hearing her talk too, she didn't even sound like it. Sounded like
it almost sounded like she's trying to convince rather than she's really explaining why.
Exactly.
I'm cool with this.
My dad died. And, or no, my dad didn't die, but I'm getting older, so I'm just gonna get a tattoo.
She's only 36 though. I thought she was older. Because Kanye 42, 44.
Yeah, Kanye's older.
Kim is
in her 40s.
No,
she's 30.
I think she's 38, 39.
Some shit like that.
I just thought Amber was a little older. I thought she was 38, 39 as well. 40, not 40, but low.
Shout out to her.
But yeah, shout out to Amber, regardless, for living her truth.
Or not shout out to her.
For living her truth.
Do you, boo?
Speaking of making a left.
Or not making anything at all.
Or not making anything at all. Let's talk about Quentin Miller. There was an interesting discussion that was had on the Joe Budden podcast, and maybe that's the direction that I'm going to go with this. Let's maybe play some of the clip first.
So, a lot of people have been congratulating me and sending me messages and shit about the 5-year anniversary of If You're Reading This and shit. And, I look...
If you're reading this, it's shit. Is that what he said? No. He's like, if you're reading this and shit. He didn't even want to finish the name of it.
It's probably
this album is Voldemort for him.
It really is.
On socials, and I see producers and other people that were involved with the artists, and they get to talk about how proud they are of the shit.
The artist. He doesn't even say his name.
Facts.
And I said the artist.
No, this is he who shall not be named for real.
And it's different for me. It's pretty much taboo for me to even talk about it. I pretty much try to act like it don't even exist. The biggest project of my entire career, right? And that's pretty strange. But unfortunately, you know, I don't have.
Someone said he was at a bus stop.
I believe it too.
The good memories about it that everybody has. You know, my good memories were all murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like the day.
Oh my God.
Very
I said
interesting choice of words.
murdered.
My good memories were murdered.
Man didn't say deleted, erased, painted black. Man said murdered.
Murdered.
Meek Mandela, you know, y'all.
How you?
Meek Mandela.
I'm gonna let that one finish. Hold
on. That bullshit since he came out of jail, like he's whatever.
Yo, that's killing me.
Man called him Meek Mandela.
Yo, this guy's actually nice with the words.
And that's the exact same thing I thought when he said Meek Mandela. I was like, yo, are you that nice with the pen? Let me write that down.
I would have never thought of Meek Mandela. And then you went to gym, like, yeah, like Nelson Mandela.
Facts.
What, Meek Mandela?
Meek Mandela. Let's let that continue to play.
The day he, put my name out there, and it just blew up my whole spot. And, that shit just fucked everything up for me, bro. And it's so crazy because, man, it not only did it mess that up, but in the confusion of that shit, me and DJ Drama and Cannon, like that whole side, our ties were severed because of that shit, because it was just so much confusion and
blah, 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 blah. For those, I don't know the exact story as to what happened, but obviously we know.
I would tell you what happened.
Okay, tell me more.
Meek was cheesed at Drake for not tweeting his album.
Yep.
And said, you ain't write shit on your album. And then added Quentin Miller and said, or did add him. I think you wrote like Quentin Miller is the one that wrote sorry, or if you're reading this, it's too late.
That I remember, but I think there's a little bit more background story to it that I'm not aware of, but that definitely is the public scene. But a great discussion was had on the Joe Budden podcast. I want to bring that here for a moment. The engineer on the show, and obviously one of the co-mics on the show as well, Parks, he basically said, like, bro, go out and work. You have a resume that includes, I wrote hits for Drake.
Right.
But
that's what he's saying in the video.
1 million fucking people willing to pay you.
But that's what he's saying in the video. At the end of the video, did you watch that video to the end?
I didn't watch it to the end.
At the end, he ends up saying like he's being blackballed pretty much by the industry, and like let me finish. He also says, take a chance with me on the videos. Like talking to all producers or whoever.
Do you believe that?
Yes, I believe that.
Really?
Yes, I believe Drake has that much power. Yes, but he said he's like you guys have seen my history. Like, exactly what Park said. He said that he's like you guys have seen my history.
Okay,
take a chance with me. I'm good with it. Some shit like
that. Should I let the rest play out then?
Yeah, or
everybody's trying to find out whose fault was it and this and that. Like y'all just don't know what them phone calls.
Literally, he's about to explain it after I cut him off. My bad, Quentin.
It's like y'all just don't know what them text messages was like. Like I don't know what that pressure was like. It was a lot. It was hot. And that's one of the biggest things I regret was fucking up that relationship with them, because in the end, that nigga Drake and Meek, them niggas is best friends now. They watch basketball games and do shows and shit together, You
can't be that salty about two other adults.
So it's just like, what the fuck was that even for? What the fuck was all of that for? Like all the stress that it caused, and I know it.
People can mend relationships.
Everybody else is able to move on because everybody else's careers was established and shit. My career wasn't established, and I was looking at that. If you're reading this moment, at the time when
I can't lie, I didn't have.
I'm gonna find. The one I saw on Instagram had the end where you were like, "Take a chance on me."
Regardless, you kind of know what he said. To take a chance on me. I just don't know if I believe that Drake can blackball you to that degree. To a point where no one's willing to work with you. I don't believe it. I think also being in an era where you can release shit on your own and you have enough of a name to do so.
Sorry. As I was trying.
I don't know.
Y'all know I do these records. Y'all know I got these records. I could do this shit in my sleep. Take a fucking chance on me, man. Everybody want to kick me to the curb, man. Everybody want me to just play the background, and they just want to just give me ideas for this person, give me ideas for that person. Fuck that shit, man. Give me the opportunity, man. Give me the ball, man. I see a lot
Anyway, but yeah, that's what I was just showing that he did say.
You can say it, but do I believe you?
I believe him.
Quite.
I believe the music industry is can do something like that. Like how the NFL can blackball someone, the music industry can do that.
I don't know.
And Drake is Drake. Every music label wants Drake as their artist, like not as artist, but featured with their artist.
I'm just not buying it. I think even if you are being blackballed, you are a writer, and you have the ability to put things together and say things that capture interest. Like Meek Mandela sounds like a joke, but just to have those thoughts. Like even remember,
but he said it. He said he's tired of.
Fine, sure.
He said,
great.
"I'm tired of you saying,
fine.
give me advice from my artist." Though
you're missing my point. You have enough of a name where people will click your shit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If you're that nice, you will be seen. With a name like Quentin Miller, with a resume like all the Drake records that you've done, you have enough to get some clicks. You have enough to generate some buzz. You have enough to get back into writing for other artists, especially with the landscape of artists that we're in today, where a lot of them don't write.
He's not that nice. Like he's nice with the pen. Have you heard him rap though?
I'm just not buying it.
He's not that nice rapping. Like I believe that no one wants to sign him because he's also not that nice.
Then nobody killed your career.
Oh, he also said he fucked up his career too. He said like,
so there you go.
He fucked it up too. And he's like,
there
for
you
what?
have it.
Like he took a little bit of the blame as well. But I also do believe that he is getting blackballed to an extent. But I also think he's not that nice. That blackballing him is not seen as a big thing because he's not that nice.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next section. The next section, of course, is going to be that Keep It or Leak It section.
Sir.
I put a TV show here. I wanted to surprise myself with what TV show that was.
This guy put it and then forgets it.
For real. Ned's Declassified School Reunion.
Oh, it's coming back?
Reunion. They took a picture together. You got Cookie looking like Baron Davis.
Yo, how's that girl looking?
It was just the three of them. Jen was her name?
Yeah. Oh, no.
She's looking like Jen, but older. And Ned is looking like...
Ned is looking older, man.
Ned is looking like Ronnie 2K. Like I'm trying to figure out who Ned looks like right now.
Yo, damn. Yo, look at Cookie. So looking like all the cookies.
You know who Ned looks like right now? Vinny Jogadino.
Yo, he does.
Jersey Shore, whatever his name is.
This guy looks mad Italian.
You got Cookie looking like Baron Davis. I'm dying right now, man. Damn. Keep It or Leak It. If that were to ever happen, Keep or Leak, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide Reunion. Would you take a reboot?
No.
Oh.
No, that show's like...
It was a classic.
Exactly. Let's just like, there's some things in this world, I just want us to just like, let's leave it as it is. Like,
you know what? You're absolutely right.
I'm going to show that to my kids and be like, yo, this shit was funny when I was in elementary school.
And I'm going to go for an immediate mind change, and I completely agree with you. I'm going to say, keep that shit.
And don't ruin nostalgia. Don't ruin the classic. Exactly.
Second, Keep It or Leak It, we got Onika Tanya Mirage.
I like it. You always put her full ass name.
You got to put Onika Tanya Mirage whenever referencing the GOAT.
She's dropping an album?
Nicki Minaj says that she wants to work with Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, I heard this.
Quote, he just respects the craft of rap. Nothing beyond that. I don't know if there's any rumors or swirls of them actually working together. But let's talk about a potential collaboration between Onika Tanya Mirage and Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, no, Leak. Sorry, Leak.
Okay, I was about to say what the
fuck. Sorry, I meant Leak. Yeah. I feel like Kendrick would bring out some good shit out of Nicki.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
And for her to say he respects the craft of rap, I mean, we know Nicki takes the craft very seriously and is very, very deep as a rapper and as an artist.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that.
Like, Nicki's good with the pen. Don't get that wrong.
I would love to see that.
Maybe on Safari, but Nicki has some good pen work.
And the next Keep It or Leak It, it feels like we called it. If you remember when the Brent Faiyaz album came out, I had said if this was all we get from Brent,
I will be cheesed. You did say that.
So we have, this is from, I don't know if this is from Beats One, but shout out to Nadeska. She's on radio.
Yo, Nadeska's doing her thing after Everyday Struggle.
Nadeska's underrated.
Is she still on Everyday Struggle?
She's cute. Huh?
Is she still on Everyday Struggle?
Yeah, I assume.
I don't know.
I assume.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
She said the following. Or the following happened, I should say.
Said the following.
And why putting out an EP now? So it's been, what, three-ish years? Almost 3 years since the album?
I've been working on the album I've been working on like 3 projects like simultaneously. It's the world. I got the album, Make It Out Alive, that's coming. And then the Sounder project, that's coming as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to stop there because that says the point.
Brent Faiyaz sings?
Yeah.
Damn, his voice sounds like he raps.
So he said he had the mixtape Fuck the World or whatever that is. And then he said, I'm working on the album. I forgot what the name was. And and he said that's coming out.
Make It Out Alive.
Make It Out Alive. So Brent Faiyaz' new album, in addition to music that he's already released this year, keep it or leak it.
Just because I don't listen to Brent Faiyaz, I'm gonna say keep it. But that's just to play devil's advocate too.
I'm gonna say definite leak because obviously I asked for it.
Yeah,
I asked for it.
You did say that too.
So that's a leak without a doubt.
Let's go.
Let's move on.
Shout.
Got the motherfucking shoutouts in the motherfucking building.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, one shout out in order. We got a shout out to none other than the Toronto Raptors. Was that a surprise? The Raptors continue to break records. We spoke about last week how they got win number 13 in a row at the time. That was a franchise record, surpassing 11 or 12, whatever. They took it a step further and said, you know what, we're not done. We don't just want to stop with the franchise. We would rather stop with the Canadian record.
Every Toronto sports team.
Is it a Toronto or is it Canadian?
I heard Toronto sports team. I haven't heard the Canadian one. Maybe there's a Canadian one. I didn't hear that one.
Okay. let's stick to Toronto. Wait, no, it's Canadian.
Again, you may have heard something different than I did. I just heard Toronto.
So ultimately, the most consecutive wins by any Canadian team now belongs to the Toronto Raptors. Raptors are in solo territory, are in historic territory. This is without Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi who? I'm joking. Shout to Kawhi.
We're all witnesses.
We good.
That's really all I wanted to say to that. So
let's go.
Salute to the Raptors, and no shout out to Brooklyn for breaking the streak.
Fuck Brooklyn.
Salute to the Raptors. Shall we get into new music?
Let's go.
New motherfucking music. Already know what it is. So shout out to Boosie Fade as usual for providing that list of albums that have come out for the week, as well as singles, as well as videos. There was a lot of stuff that came out.
The funny part,
but not a lot of stuff that I felt like I needed to check out or listen to.
Yes. Before we continue, I was like, oh shit, today I was like, let me get the list of what came out. I go on Facebook. And the first thing I see is your post to Black Canvas. I'm like, perfect. Save that screenshot.
Facts.
And I'm like, yo, man, screenshotting while he's on the phone at 8:30 in the morning.
Listen, man, I'm an early bird. So,
a Boogie with a hoodie.
A Boogie.
Artist 2.0. That was an album.
Yes, 2.0 came out. Ventura Instrumental. It's very interesting to see people going the instrumental route lately. With Freddie Gibbs,
yep.
Now we have Anderson .Paak.
That may be a thing. It's coming.
Maybe it might add to streams like a deluxe.
Nah, it's probably streams thing. But still, that's dope though. Like I like some instrumentals sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
Because I work, I'm reading emails and stuff. I don't need to be listening to other lyrics.
You can still like know what part comes next, but it's just an instrumental version.
Exactly.
I'm all for that. Lil B came out with Trap OZ or Trap Oz. I don't know which one it is. I thought
it was Trap Ounce.
I think in terms of meditation references, so it could be ounce. That's what we know. But it is OZ by spelling. So yes. Fetty Wap came out with Trap and B. Wiz Khalifa came out with It's Only Weed Bro, although we couldn't find it on the major DSPs. Could be on SoundCloud.
I'll take a look into it maybe later.
Maybe. Or wait till it comes out. Pop Smoke, Meet the Woo 2 Deluxe. Talking about it.
Deluxe.
The Biebs came out. Justin Bieber came out with Changes. Tame Impala with The Slow Rush. Pierre Bourne and Cardo.
I have no idea who. Do you know who Cardo is?
Don't know who that is, and I still couldn't find that.
I actually went on Pierre Bourne's thing.
Pierre Bourne don't have an artist page on Spotify.
Yeah, he does. Pierre Bourne. I was on it today.
Shit, I couldn't find it.
But I actually started to slime here because I was looking for that song, for that album, and I found something else.
Shay Noir and 38 Spesh came out with Juno. Tink came out with Hopeless Romantic, and that's all I got for albums.
Mario.
No, I thought it was Mario.
Oh, it's Mario.
I thought so too. I was like, Mario? I gotta go listen to that. Because Mario was in he was on the socials lately with the Snow Allegro.
So something could have been dropping.
With the Snow Allegro Woe remix that came out that Pharrell didn't need to do. But that's a different story.
I saw that.
Yeah, he responded to that. So I was like, Mario? And then I was like, no, not Mario. Some singles came out. Migos came out with one called Give No Fuck, featuring Young Thug and Travis Scott.
That song is hard.
Chief Keef came out with Lamb Pass By. NBA Youngboy, Fine by Time.
Never Broke Again, please. Get the name right.
Sway Lee, Back to Back Maybach. Azalea Banks came out with Nirvana. Apparently that track is hard, but I don't.
She still makes music?
Azalea. Conway the Machine came out with Yikes Freestyle. I always like a freestyle. JPEG Mafia came out with Mariah Test Rehearsal 1. That sounds interesting. Conway came out with another one called Sign Language. There's a lot of fucking songs here, man. I'm not going to lie.
Honestly, I don't know where I was going with that thing.
Okay.
I don't like the way this guy writes.
Lil Yachty.
Shout out to Ryan. But something about just, I feel like you're giving us too much information. Like, some of these we should not have. Like,
oh, man.
You know, like that Space 150. Shout out to everyone that likes Space 150, but, like, you know, it's probably something we could have done without.
We have Lil Yachty, Lil Keed, and Zaytoven with High Top Shoes.
Actually, that was actually an EP. It was a 3-track EP.
Okay, good to know.
Which I actually listened to.
Good to know. We got Polo G with Go Stupid featuring Stunner for Vegas and NLE Choppa. I'm just skipping a few names.
I'm just gonna let you go at this because I honestly
I don't know which ones to pick at. We have Childish Measure with Shallow Dimes. We have ASAP 12 with Gunplay. We have Zaytoven with Drip Jacker featuring Lil Got It.
Drip Jacker.
We have YG Conclusions featuring Kehlani. I do not like that song. We have
which song?
The YG Kehlani one.
You didn't like it? I didn't listen to it yet.
Didn't like it.
Damn.
We had G Herbo in this image. You gotta pick Latin it because I don't cuss. I don't say that. Cousin Stiz, Perfect Remix featuring Doja Cat and Bia. That sounds hard.
That sounds hard.
Let me hear
Doja
that
Cat
Bia.
and Bia.
Let me hear that Bia. And
Damian Lillard and Pusha T.
Yes.
Came out with Dame 6.
Yes, that's.
Did you bump that?
I did not bump that.
I didn't even know that came out.
I wanted to listen to a few singles. I just didn't end up getting to it, unfortunately.
Let's go on, Bob. Let's talk about the albums you listened to.
But yeah, let's actually talk about what we listened to, man. A few albums. I'll start with the Tink album.
Yes, tell me about
Romantic. This. Tink is a name. I'll keep this pretty short. Tink is basically Summer Walker before Summer Walker.
Yeah, I remember Tink. She also had a rollout.
She had a rollout. I think she was working with Timbaland.
She was working with Timbaland. Timbaland was like her. She was Timbaland's number one.
And she was supposed to be big. She was essentially the Tierra Marie to Jay-Z.
Who?
You don't remember Tierra Marie when Tierra Marie came out at the same time as Rihanna?
No.
It was Pon de Replay, and Tierra Marie's song was a hit, a smash. And everyone thought Tierra Marie would have the bigger career, and then Rihanna. Hello.
Still call.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I hear the song, I'll probably know what song it is. Don't worry about it.
Where how a girl feels. Oh, I don't know what this is called. Make her feel good. Fuck, I don't know what it's called.
Fuck it.
Anyways, man, Tink came up with the album. This one's called Hopeless Romantic. And again, long story short, she's not in Bad Business anymore. This is actually her second or third project since not being in Bad Business.
Is Bad Business Timbaland's out? Timbaland's label?
No, Bad Business is just literally Bad Business.
Oh, okay. I thought like it was a label name. I was like, that's pretty bad.
She did come up with a project last year that I personally didn't listen to.
She did. I think we talked about it once on the list.
I don't even remember at all.
Sounds familiar.
I thought it was a good album. I really thought it was a good album. It had that, sort of summer feel to it, Summer Walker feel to it. I'll play one of the songs. It's called Cut It Out. That is song number 6 on the album. Let me go ahead and find that first.
This is off Hopeless Romantic by Tink.
First it was Brittany and then it was Sydney and now it's Elisa. I asked you what's up and you say you don't know as if you caught amnesia. I'm so disappointed, all of this shit is annoying.
So that's slower R&B in that space, but also that I'm talking my shit. Women can use me as caption type of R&B. That's a bad way to describe it. But Summer Walker's in there. Tink is in there. And I feel like they make very similar music to one another in terms of just drawing a parallel for those that maybe haven't heard of the name before. I will say 2 songs went straight to the playlist.
Jeez!
And it is important to announce that the playlist is, it's always been out technically because I never made it private.
But now it's officially been shared.
It's named. No, it was always shared. I'd never unshared it.
No, but like you made it out to the public. Everyone find it.
I'm now letting people know
where to find it.
If you want to look up on Spotify, it's called TNV Presents The Playlist.
Jeez.
As I said, it would be called. I think it's up to about 19 or 20 songs right now. That's more than enough for foreplay and the act. And
cuddle and we'll talk after.
And I will continue to build on it as we go along. Jeez. But we had 2 additions from this album to the list. Song number 3 is called Come Get It, but Come Get It is spelled like come, not come. I'll let your mind take that where it needs to go.
Let that sink in, guys.
Send me your location and I'll be on my way. Caress me with your fingers, tell me how it tastes.
So immediate playlist shit. That's definitely got to go on the playlist. And there's a song called Freaky, which you guessed it, on the playlist.
What?
Why you so special? I might as well wrap you in paper. I know rookie, so ain't no more play. Take off the shirt while I slip off your pants.
That's some good music.
Wait, sorry, what was that line? Take off your something while I slip off your pants? Okay, shout out to Tink.
Who knows? But I think this is an era for Tink to do really well.
Okay.
I think she has that sound. I think she has that audience. Like I think about that Summer Walker audience. And, again, I hate to draw comparisons, but I just think about that audience and how much that audience latches on to the artist, right? Summer Walker shows are packed. Summer Walker gets a lot of streams. And again, it's not comparing. It's not.
Do you think a little bit of that, and again, not comparing, but then a little bit of that has to do with the way Summer Walker is on social media? Because I feel like she's way more active than Tink is on social media.
Well, I don't know, because I don't follow Tink, and I'm unaware of Tink's presence on social media.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, because I don't follow either, and I don't check for either, but I find more shit on Summer Walker on my timeline.
When I say do well, I'm not even comparing to the success of Summer Walker.
Okay.
I'm more so saying, Summer Walker's music, despite everything else, her music has a listenership and has a legitimate listenership. And I think a lot of that listenership can have the same, for lack of a better word, passion for Tink's artistry.
Okay.
And I think this is the era to do it. Again, kind of some of the things I was saying about Quentin Miller. You have the ability to put things out nowadays, and you don't have to be a pop star nowadays. The pop star almost doesn't exist. The global star almost doesn't exist. It really depends on who the label wants to spend money on. Otherwise, there's artists like Black. There's artists like Tierra Whack. There's artists like even Cyrock. Like, you have a fan base. There's artists like Rapsody. These artists just do art and have their fans.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think this is a really good opportunity for
do art and get your fans.
Do that. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed that album. I had a super hot take that I'm immediately going to take back. I said on Twitter, is it too early to say Hopeless Romantic is better than Playing Games, Summer Walker?
Is it?
No.
No.
It's not. It's not.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Took that back. Walk that shit back.
Yeah, I walked that shit back. But very enjoyable. Tink, Hopeless Romantic, definitely want to check that out. I don't have a rating, but I'm happy to add 2 songs to the playlist, more than anything. Moving on, I'm going to get to a few quick reviews here. Tame Impala, The Slow Rush. There was a couple of songs that I liked on here. Tame Impala, for those that don't know, Rihanna covered one of their songs on her Anti album. That song was called New Person, Same Old Mistakes. And again, Tame Impala's song is called the same thing. I actually like Tame Impala's version better than Rihanna's version. But nonetheless, Tame Impala is a classic psychedelic music. They make, music in that alternative space, music in that psychedelic space, music in that quote-unquote trance space. They have classic albums. Currents is a fucking classic. Lonerism is a fucking classic. They make some of my favorite songs of all time. So definitely salute to Tame Impala for that.
I don't think I've heard one of their tracks.
They came out with this album called The Slow Rush, and the simplest way I put it, it's kind of mid. It feels like a B version of Tame Impala.
You hyped them up so much. Like, yo, this album was mid.
It's mid. It really is mid. And you know what? I'm going to give it benefit of the doubt to say I hope it does grow on me. So I'm not going to speak illy of the album.
Yeah.
But it just didn't feel like the substance that Lonerism felt like. The substance that Currents felt like. It almost feels like, and this is hypothetical, if not the music being trash, but the album just not hitting. Imagine if Kendrick came out with just a mid album that didn't hit.
Oh yeah.
You almost dude.
We're not saying it's trash, but you giving us so much good shit. Like you can't go lower at this point. You're too high.
But to get a good idea of Tame Impala's sound, I'm gonna play one of their songs. This one's called On Track. know what I mean? So just in that psychedelic type of space. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to allow it to hopefully grow on me, but it just didn't latch on to me the way their previous albums have. So, listen with some caution, I suppose.
Did you listen to the Noir album?
Did you listen to Bieber?
I did not listen to Bieber.
Oh, DB added some notes. We'll skip that one.
Well, I added some notes there, though. There's a reason why.
Noir.
It's just because it's next on the list.
Chez Noir, I listened to. It was cool. I mean, I liked it. 38 Spesh
who is
on there.
Who is Chez Noir?
She's a rapper.
Okay, who's 38 Spesh? Another rapper?
As well.
Okay, guy
38
girl?
Spesh is almost in that Griselda avenue.
I think you've talked about that name before.
I definitely have. And Chez Noir is one of those dope MCs that also fit in that category.
Griselda,
and the fact
New
they have a
York,
tape together.
boom bap.
You know what I'm saying? That says enough. I don't know where Chez Noir is from. I don't know her history, so I'm not going to title it that. But I have heard her stuff in the past, and I like it. And this was just more of the same. It was a cool project. I liked it. I need to maybe spend more time on it to be excited about it, per se.
Fair enough.
But I definitely liked it upon listening to it for the first time.
I listened to A Boogie. Did you listen to A Boogie?
I did. Do you want to go Beeps first?
Yeah, let's go Beeps.
Because Beeps to me is very short.
Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, I wasn't impressed by a single, so it didn't hype me up for the album.
It's trash.
Fair enough.
It's garbage, right? This album is called Changes.
Compare this to Purpose, and Purpose was the album that we like, by the way. So, like, if Purpose is a 5 out of 5, what's this album?
2.
Damn.
2, and the reason why I say that is because I was going to use a different letter here in the notes, but it would have been super duper pause. I said it sounds like the producers gave.
Sorry to cut you off, man. I just realized what you're going to do.
It sounds like the producers gave him their C package. Like, that's not like my bag of tricks. Like, here's my residue beats.
Yeah, here's the one that the A-listers didn't want.
It really felt like that. And it just felt like he was sent a beat, he made a 16, and then he made a hook. And then he was sent a beat, made a 16, made a hook. It just didn't feel artistic.
Someone paid for that wedding.
It didn't feel like it had any depth to it. The features were mid as well.
See, that's my issue with pop music. It's just that I feel like
it's just a pop thing.
Sometimes that, and I think that's what I've been realizing the last few years. That I just feel like there's no depth. Some people, you can hear the voice in their voice,
and I'm sure they have their own version of depth that we're probably ignorant to.
Exactly, but
and I'm okay with saying that.
Personally, for me, it just doesn't feel like it feels like pop music is meant to be like a top 40 hit, just something to boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like that's personally to me. And like
Yummy
you said,
was the best song on the album.
And I didn't even like Yummy like that.
You know what I'm saying? And then another song called Habitual. That one was kind of hard too, but that's all I got on that one.
I'm not listening to it. Or maybe if I probably will, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I got.
Top of my list.
Let's go on to A Boogie.
Okay, A Boogie.
I will say this.
Okay.
Again, this one's called Artist 2.0. I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, I'm with you on it.
I couldn't get through 6 songs.
I'm with you on it. After I was speaking to someone about this album, and I was like, the album isn't bad, but after about 6 songs, I feel like I've heard every song again. I've heard every song before. And then like that was my issue with the album. It just felt like repetitive.
I don't know how often people listen to music in the shower, but
did you get out to change it?
Fuck, that would be crazy. I went to go shower. I mean, a song nowadays is 2.5, 3. So you got about, depends how long you shower, right? Some people are nuts, some people are OD, and some people are practical.
Yes.
So
we talked about this last week.
You got like a 3-4 song limit before you're done showering.
Like 12 minutes,
right?
10 to 12 minutes.
You dry off, you take your time, you're not in a rush. 5, 6, 7 songs at this point, right? And I'm like, honestly, I got nothing from this album.
Yeah, you're right.
In all 7 songs I've listened to thus far.
You're right.
I like Boogie as a feature. A Boogie.
Because I was writing Boogie in my notes too, and I was like, I gotta put A Boogie because I'm going to say Boogie a few times.
Boogie is sick, but no, and A Boogie is amazing too. I've said nothing but great things about him. But just this album, I
just feel like he didn't do anything surprising. I just feel like he kept it super safe. He did what he does.
I almost want to say this album parallels a different genre, but parallels Bieber's album. It's just it sounds the same. There's no real depth to it. Again, I only got through 40% of it. So again, I accept the fact that I might be naive or ignorant.
No, you're not.
And that's the thing.
I
heard everyone else say.
I wanted to finish that one, so I listened to it, but I struggled. I think I paused it a few times, just like, Okay, finish this album just so you can say you listened to
Just
it.
say you did it.
I did it. But like I said, after about track 5, everything just felt like I've heard this already.
Compared to Hoodie Season.
Compared to Hoodie Season was way better. Hoodie Season felt like he was trying stuff. He was even rapping a little bit on that. And it just felt like there was a lot of guitars and pianos on this.
A lot of people like that.
No, I'm not hating on it.
No, not to say you're hating on it, but I'm saying a lot of people specifically mentioned, I like the fact that he's using so many guitars and pianos.
I don't know how I felt about it. I just noticed I was like, there's a lot of guitars and pianos.
I think in a world of this subgenre of hip hop increasing in popularity to a point where you say, I feel like people are jacking my shit, even though it doesn't make sense. But he ran it back.
Yeah.
He ran it back, right? I feel like in a space where you're doing that, in a space where you have Roddy Ricch with support from Meek, with a Nipsey tribute, and now you have a dude from YouTube, Lyor Cohen is now behind you got a machine behind you now.
But Lyor Cohen's not just a dude from YouTube.
No,
don't just call him a dude from
you're
YouTube.
Right, my fault.
The man was in the music industry.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But you have the machine behind you now with Roddy Ricch, right? Even someone like a Rod Wave who is gaining a lot of popularity.
People are talking to me about it. And I'm like, hey, you guys don't know Harrison telling me about this, man.
Who else is the top artist in that sing rap space right now?
Lil TJ's even up there to an extent.
I wouldn't quite say in the scope of my discussion, but just with all those artists doing their thing, even like a YK, even a Lil TJ, we'll give it all these names. You're right in that sense. Don't give me this.
I am with you.
Give me a project that was better than Roddy Ricch's.
Yeah, that I think if Roddy Ricch's is the goal right now, if you're doing a singing, rapping, song, melody thing, if you can't beat Roddy Ricch, you should not release your album.
Yes.
That's fair, right?
Exactly. I think that's super fair.
Because that's what we want to hear. I go back to Roddy Ricch's album almost every week.
Every week I go back. He could have done a lot better.
He could have.
With this album and just with this project.
Even
overall.
the baby verse, I didn't find that hard.
Yes, I agree.
I was just like, this
that was like track 5 or 6.
Yeah,
right?
it was like that
6. Was like close to the end of my listen. I was like, even the baby's verse is not
like.
Super
I was
hard
looking forward to the baby's verse too. I was like, okay, let me hear
this. This is not the baby's Dreamville verse.
It's definitely not.
As an example,
I feel like this was his C track, like his C verse. Like they were like, oh, do an A Boogie song. He's like, fuck, let me go through this. Some lyrics I didn't use before.
Say A Boogie got the C package as well. Holy,
for all his features, yeah.
Again, I mean, let's give some benefit of the doubt. Maybe it grows over time. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, man.
It's not growing on me.
It's like this one was a miss.
I'm gonna say that. I tried going back, and only one song I actually added to my everyday playlist, and that was the Mood Swings. It was close to the end, track number 18, Mood Swings.
Mood Swings.
I just liked it because that was the only track that felt different.
Oops. I try to press backspace and then don't backspace.
Mm-hmm.
A Boogie with the hoodie. He needs to drop that with the hoodie part.
Too late now.
But that's neither here nor there. Artist 2.0. What's
it's close to the end. Mood Swings.
Mood Swings.
Weezy out of here.
Just fuck with the anytime. I like his flow on this thing.
Beast. Yeah, she was my bestie. Never know she was so nasty. Yeah, and she's so sexy. Kissing on bitches like lesbian.
That's the only song that I felt was not like, this is my shit.
How are the Uzi tracks?
I do not like it. I forgot to write down the notes. Uzi. I love Uzi, man. Uzi's one of my favorite artists. I was not feeling any of them. The first one I skipped. Like after I heard Uzi's part, I didn't skip it, but like I pressed next.
Okay.
And then the last one, I think I listened to it throughout, but I was just like, no, it's disappointing.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna say I expected more because I wouldn't quite say I had expectations. But I thought it would be more.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that A Boogie was releasing a project and just how much sort of I've grown to like his
Hoodie
music
Season.
as a. I didn't really bump Hoodie Season, and I
Hoodie
still didn't
Season
really
was
bump Hoodie
good.
Season. But just his presence, his name in this subgenre, and his features, are really attracting me to him to a point where I just thought we'd get a little bit more out of it, and I just thought this was a miss.
It was a miss.
In my
you're
opinion.
right. Let's go on to the next project.
I think that's kind of it. I mean, the one that I wrote down is more so for the next section of the show.
Random thoughts?
Yeah, no, the other one. I mean, what do you call that shit?
What's your rotation? What do you call that shit? Okay, I'll talk about the next two projects quick.
Yes.
Lil Yachty, Lil Keed, Zaytoven, like I said earlier, they came up with a 3-piece called High Top Shoes. It's 9 minutes. The tracks are more singing than hype tracks.
Okay.
Like they're not tracks that you're going to be bumping in your car, jamming to.
Is a singer.
Yeah, he's like a young thug.
Yeah, exactly. More
Son.
in that lane. Right?
Yeah. Track 2 and 3 are my favorites. You don't need to play them. That's about it. If you like Lil Yachty and Lil Keed, you will like.
And we
these.
saw Yachty do the singing stuff on his previous project. Remember, we were like, "Why is he singing so much?"
Yeah, we did.
It was to set up something like this. I mean, we kind of asked the same question with Meek at the time,
Well,
and then we started to love Meek.
They're diversifying their. I get what they're doing though, because then we're gonna call them boring like Bieber and Hoodie.
Exactly.
Last thing I bumped was Fetty Wap Trap and B.
Okay.
I actually like this. This felt
Fetty
like
Wap used to be your guy.
This felt like he was.
You were you were on Fetty Wap before everyone else was on Fetty Wap.
And I'm not even from Jersey.
I have to give you that.
But I actually enjoyed it. It felt like a more mature. It wasn't hype. It was. It's kind of like on a lovey-dovey thing because it was more like a Netflix and chill. I think that's what the Trap and B was. Now, I don't get what Trap and B was exactly.
I mean R&B, Trap and B.
Oh my. Right? Joe, I think you're actually right with the R&B because he was doing like more singing.
Certain I'm right at this point
because he was doing pretty much singing. He didn't rap on this, but I actually enjoyed it. Like it was a good like background music, but it wasn't hype.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to this and get a better review of it, but I like what I heard from Fetty Wap. It just felt more mature. His voice sounded more clear. His production sounded way better. I'm liking this from Fetty Wap.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all, man. Let's move on to that next section. In that case, the next section, of course, will end off the music potpourri section.
Yes, it will,
and really get us on to those random thoughts. Let's ask that question: what is in your rotation, sir?
Am I starting this?
Did you start last week?
I have no idea. You can start it. Just start it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll start it, man. Even though my Spotify was closed.
But I'll open it then. I'll start it.
I got it.
If you say so.
So normally my barometer for knowing what I've listened to is the recently played scroll. Side scroll.
That's mine.
And I look for when the podcast was played, the True Northeast podcast.
That's
the last time I pressed play, took the screenshot, put it on the socials, whatever. This time around, True Northeast podcast is not on my recently played because I've played that many things since.
Kind of mine's almost done. I think I'm like 2 songs away from the end of it coming off.
But at the same time, I feel like I haven't listened to anything this week.
Exactly. Wait till I get my rotation and you be like, that's it.
So I guess I'm gonna go with a couple of songs off the Brent Faiyaz Fuck the World. I'm gonna go a couple of songs off of Marlon Palmer's R&B 2K19 playlist. I definitely bumped the Queen and Slim soundtrack. I definitely bumped When I Get Home by Solange. There was in Blank Canvas Creatives the playlist competition. Yeah. I was told I might be on the bill, and that's
a warm up, but you know.
And the topic was 1998.
Ooh.
So I was trying to get ready just in case I had to, be about that action. It's All-Star Week, and I can't spend all my time making the playlist.
Had to make sure you're strapped and ready.
So I created 70% of my playlist in one sitting. I was like, I'm out shit. So, I bumped
were you on the bill?
I wasn't.
Damn, they cut you from the card.
So I gave them like, here, guys, here's 7 songs. Here's my little playlist. Just, a little.
Listen to this.
Little, I'm Nico Brim. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I'm Nico Brim. Jay-Z, Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, of course. I bumped.
Did that come out in 98?
That did come out in 98.
Because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of that on your playlist.
Well, you're only allowed 1 song per artist.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good rule.
Flesh of My Blood, Blood of My Flesh. Blood of My Blood, my bad. That's the DMX album from 98. 400 Degrees by Juvenile. That came out in, you guessed it, 98. Tikal 2000 Judgment Day, which somehow came out in, you guessed it, 98.
Not 2000.
Money, Power, Respect, of course, by The Lox, 98. You guessed it. Scarface, My Homies, 98. Moment of Truth by Gangstar, 98. And Soul Survivor by Pete Rock in 98.
Damn.
Also, as I get ready for concerts, I obviously listen to the artists.
Yeah.
So I bumped Eve by Rapsody.
Jeez.
I bumped Layla's Wisdom by Rapsody as well. And I did a lot of Rapsody artist shuffle play, which is one of my favorite things to do, especially lately. TMV presents the playlist. I wanted to see how it sounded from an actual consumer perspective. Listen, man, it's fire. It's fire. That's all I'm going to say.
I said it's fire.
It's definitely fire. Beyond that, I bumped J Hus, Big Conspiracy. I really like that one. I bumped the single, the Snow Allegra Whoa remix single.
Whoa.
I thought it would be Pharrell Super Freak in it, but it's literally the same Whoa song with a Pharrell rap feature, a rap verse.
You need to sell some condos, man.
I'm sure it's like future business. I'm sure like Pharrell did some work with her and he's like, yeah, let me get in this remix.
That's probably what it was. Exactly. Probably some labels behind the scenes shit.
Streaming numbers and you know what it is. Beyond that, I bumped Don't Explain by Snow Allegra. I think that's her 2016 project. I really like that one. Beyond that, I bumped an album called The Price of Tea in China.
How much is
this
tea
one
in
is
China?
by Boldy James. I did hear this by way of the Joe Budden podcast. It's an artist from Detroit. And this essentially is like an Alchemist mixtape. An Alchemist tape where he's strictly working with Boldy James. So you're getting a lot of you are getting Alchemist beats on here, and whenever it's Alchemist, it's auto download for me.
No,
right?
shout out. That's true.
Some features on here: Vince Staples, Benny the Butcher, Freddie Gibbs. Evidence is on here as well. Pretty enjoyable project. The Price of Tea in China by Boldy James. Definitely check that out. I did bump Hopeless Romantic more than once by Tink, so I am going to include that on my list. I will finish off my list by saying, especially after the concert, I did a whole bunch of Cyrock artists shuffle. Because I'm like, what do I bump from her? Do I start from the beginning? Do I start from the most recent? Do I try to remember what I heard at the concert? Fuck it.
Just shuffle.
Shuffle play. And every song was just banger, 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 banger.
Shout out to Cyrock, man.
She's dope. She's super dope. But yeah, that's it for my rotation. What is in your rotation, sir?
Mine will be super, super short.
Please tell me.
Let me go here. Icebreaker by Lil Barrett.
Of course.
Fucking love that
well,
shit.
I mean, not of course, because, you know.
It comes and goes.
I feel like once the year goes, we just forget about a lot of good shit.
Right, it happens, but it just so much. Music is so much more attainable now. That
Too much of it.
Yeah, we get it so much. It's so easy to forget about stuff. That's why your music has to be memorable.
I like when there's less.
Me too.
Not gonna lie.
Me too. I can't wait till what's next after this whole phase.
Facts.
I bumped some Roddy Ricch. Please excuse me for being antisocial. I bumped. Oh no, that's Trap and B. I'm gonna give no fucks. I bumped that a few times because I think that's a slapper. Like,
which one is that again?
That's the Migos, Travis Scott, Young Thug.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that. Did you listen to that?
I didn't.
I think that's hard, and it's the first time in a while I could say all those guys are on a track and it didn't sound generic. It really sounded like they all went in there and they're like, "Yo, we're trying to."
Sounds like they worked together.
Yes. Actually, you know what I heard too? I heard for Offset's album, and the reason why it was rated the best was because Offset went in saying, "I'm not trying to do the Migos shit. I'm trying to evolve."
Yes.
So shout out to Offset for that, because when I heard that, I respected it, because I really thought his album was good.
Because I mean, there's a standard of excellence when your wife is who she is, right?
That's true.
And obviously, we can joke around about it. Cardi's one of the biggest artists in the world. Yes, she does make more money than him, but forget that part. It's just artistry and artist development and what Cardi was versus what Cardi is. It makes you want to look at yourself and say, "Yo, bro, why am I not?"
That's a relationship, yo. Your wife should make you want to grow, and your husband should make you want to get better.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying, low. Heavy is the Head, Stormzy. Same way you're bumping J-House, bumping Stormzy. I fucking love that album, man.
Yep.
Time Served, Moneybag Yo. That's my gym album, man.
Yes.
As soon as I put that in, I just get so much energy, bro. I have no idea. It's crazy. Pure Born, Slimier. I had to bump that.
Yep.
Pure Born, The Life of Pure Born 4. All because I couldn't find one fucking album. I bumped two Pure Born albums.
I couldn't even find Pure Born, the artist, on Spotify. That's nuts.
That's funny. Lil TJ. No, I didn't. Yep, Lil TJ, 2020. That's the name of the single I bumped. It was just one single. And that's really about it, to be honest. Well, I did bump my fall 2019, but you would never see that, so that's about it.
The private playlist.
Yes. It's actually, I don't think it's actually, no, it is private. I made sure all my playlists are private.
No longer unshareable. All right, man. So let's wrap up then the music potpourri in that case, and let's finish the show off with these random thoughts. You already know what it is. We have a bunch of Raptors stuff in here.
A lot of basketball stuff.
What happened with Serge? I don't even know what happened here.
You put that there.
I don't know what I put nowadays. I just put stuff.
I did. Video?
I definitely put this here.
When Score start doing videos?
Oh, it's the scarf.
Oh, it's
thing.
his pictures of
scarf.
Because he sponsored or
I like that the NBA is talking about it now. I like that LeBron low key is starting to rock scarf.
I saw this. You saw that, right? I saw that the All-Star thing.
It was super cold in Chicago. They said it was like 22 degrees, which is like minus 10 give or take.
Yeah, but they ain't wearing scarves like that till the search brought out that scarf.
Facts. That's super facts. What else did I put about the Raptors?
Raptors ranked top 10 in most valuable
yes. Toronto Raptors now rank as one of the top 10 most valuable teams in the NBA.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. I actually thought this was the case already. I think about the Maple Leafs and I think about MLSE, Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment. Yeah. And I think about concessions and I think about beer prices and I think about attendance and I think about prices of tickets. And
ticket prices, yes.
Just all of these things overall. And it's not surprising that the Raptors are top 10. And it is surprising that they're only now top 10, in my opinion. Because you think about your powerhouse franchises value-wise.
That's true.
New York,
Lakers,
Brooklyn, LA,
Clippers.
You can maybe say Sacramento. No, not Sacramento.
No, not Sacramento. Boston.
You could say I almost feel like low key. No, OKC is not old
enough. No, OKC, no. I feel like there's a few that were just slipping out. Like Atlanta?
Not Atlanta.
No, maybe not yet.
Had low attendance ever since the Joe Johnson era, remember? Where winning 60 games with 4 All-Stars, low attendance.
I remember that.
Millie Block and Jeff Teague and them.
That was not an All-Star team. That was just a good team.
But I mean, we come up with 6 top of the head. So it's almost like, why isn't Toronto there?
And we've been attending games.
And we've been a playoff team for a long time. Yeah. We've been a winning team for a long time.
Our beer's expensive. Our food's expensive at the venue. That's what he said. I'm like, yo, you're right.
Ticket prices are nuts.
Fucking crazy.
How much were playoff tickets again? Like 10 racks? Something like that?
Like 300 level was starting $300 for 300 level. Nosebleeds.
300? Come on, man.
Fudge that.
Man? But yeah, that shout out to the Raptors for that. And you're glad to have them kind of officially be in that space. Dwyane Wade?
Dwyane Wade opens up about support for his 12-year-old gender's identity. Zaya. So while appearing on Ellen DeGeneres Ellen show, I'm not going to say her last name because I always mess that up. Wade discussed how he and his wife, Gabrielle Union, are advocates for the LGBT community. The former NBA player shared... He's former. It still sounds surreal. The former NBA player shared how his transgender daughter... The reason I had to read that because I didn't want to use the wrong term there.
Smart.
Zaya decided she wanted to live her truth. Nothing else to say. Just, shout out to Zaya. Shout out to Dwyane Wade. Shout out to Gabrielle Union. Being good parents. Supporting your daughter. Transgender daughter.
I will say there's a lot of ignorant people out there that say, this kid is 12. How does the kid know? Now, we don't know because we're not in that space. However, I've seen Twitter polls where people in the community have asked, hey, community.
Did you know?
How long did you know? And how early did you know? And everyone responded with, bro, I knew since I was in kindergarten. I knew since I was 5 years old. I knew since I was a baby. I knew since I was 7. I knew since I was 8.
There's something Charlamagne always says. You can't tell people how they feel.
Exactly.
I don't know how they feel or how you feel or how you feel.
So you have everyone on the planet that's in the community saying, I knew from time. But you can't believe a 12-year-old?
Exactly. He's not 3. Sorry, she's not 3.
Zaya is not 3.
Yes, Zaya's not 3.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to use the proper pronouns, guys. So please forgive me if I use it wrong once here and there. I'm still learning. But shout out to Zaya. Shout out to Dwyane Wade. Shout out to Gabrielle Union. Shout out to the Wade family.
People are just ignorant.
Exactly. We ain't out. We about learning over here. Okay, we learned.
And I mean, before we do like the super random Twitter search, I did have one more. I don't know if you saw this criminal list that was announced by. I can't find it on. Thing on the laptop, so I'm gonna just open it up on the telefono.
Oh, it's right there.
I know, it's right here. You're right. So TNT.
I saw your tweet about this. That's what made me
of all people
see this.
I'm like, I'll take 15 pages. You have 15 points or $15. We've seen this kind of thing before to build your all-time NBA All-Star squad. Who are you picking? The $5 players or the 5-point players are Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. I can't believe we're saying that. Holy
it still sounds surreal.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Any arguments there?
No.
All $5. I'm here for it. $5 players.
Yep.
$4 players, Shaquille O'Neal, Dr. J, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem the Dream, and Allen Iverson. Not mad. Not mad. Not mad.
There is someone on this list that I do. Like, well, I'll let you finish all the list before I say one person I think everyone always forgets, but
we'll get to
exactly
shortly. I mean, because this is not meant to be an inclusive.
It's not exactly.
Just meant to kind of establish tiers, right?
Never mind. He's right there. Tim Duncan was what I was going to say. Let me let you finish before I start jumping to conclusions.
Okay, I could argue Tim Duncan's like a $3.50 player.
Yeah,
but,
I think he should be higher.
In the $3 category, we have Will Chamberlain. Yep. I feel like
he should be higher because we didn't see him.
He hooped with scrubs apparently.
Yeah,
damn man, it's not his fault.
So the game plan was give the ball to Wilt and just let him do whatever he wants. That's how he would score 100 a game.
Exactly. Tim Duncan, Dwayne Wade, Larry Bird, Vince Carter.
I think Bird should be
I
higher.
would argue Bird is a $4 player.
Easily.
Yeah. If Allen Iverson's a $4 player, Bird is a $4 player.
And if Carter's a $3 player, then no offense to Carter, but Bird is a $4 player.
A $2 player or 2-point player. They got the power forwards in here, I see. You got Kevin Garnett. You got Dirk Nowitzki. You got Charles Barkley. You got Carmelo Anthony. And you got
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell, my bad.
The only black and white picture there. That's how long that man played for.
I was looking like this.
You couldn't zoom in?
Couldn't see. No, you couldn't zoom in. I was like, oh shit, I'm panicking. And then you have the $1 category, right? You have Jerry West logo.
Okay, yeah.
I agree.
Technically, it's not the logo, technically.
What you mean?
Because of some rights and something, it's someone else. But Jerry West, like, they made that person do the Jerry West form because of some rights thing and they didn't want to pay Jerry West. Some bullshit like that.
I see. You have the Iceman, George Gervin. I'm rolling. Smoothest player in the league ever. George Gervin. You have Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
I'm rolling. You have John Stockton. Rolling.
Sure, fair enough.
And you have Kevin Durant.
As a $1 player.
Kevin Durant is listed as a $1 player.
Yes, I'll take 15 Kevin Durant's.
So I think this is criminal. I don't know where NBA on TNT comes up with this list from. I don't know what the discussion in the room was. But I don't know how you don't have KD at least as a $3 or $4 player.
Yeah, that's at least $3. Minimum $3.
I'm putting him at $4.
I'm giving him Carter's spot. No offense to Carter, but I'm giving him Carter's spot.
I'm giving him Iverson's spot.
Iverson's spot, yeah.
And I'm putting Iverson in Carter's spot.
And then moving Carter to $1.
Down to
I'm Carter to $1.
Bill Russell's spot. And I'm putting Bill Russell as a $1 player. You heard it. I said
fair
it.
Enough. Fair enough.
If we're undermining Wilt, we're gonna undermine Bill Russell as well.
All the comments are just, are you really putting Kevin Durant as one? Kevin Durant as one?
Yeah, that was criminal. So if I had 15 points to build my all-time squad, I am picking 15 Kevin Durants. No questions asked.
I am picking Magic Johnson.
Okay.
LeBron James.
10.
And Michael Jordan. That's my roster. That's my roster.
Shit. I mean, I guess according to this, let's build one. I'm gonna go Magic, Kobe, Durant.
No, Durant's the easy saver right there.
That's easy. That's
He's
easy
saving
money.
me
So
money.
that's $11. I got $4 more for two more players.
Durant. I go Magic, Durant.
Let me get
Jordan.
Let me get Larry. And let me get.
So at $4, right?
And let me get Garnett. No wait.
Yeah, give me Garnett and.
I don't have enough.
You have $4.
My bad. I have $4 to spend, so I gotta pick 2. Give me Disco and Garnett.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Give me Disco and
Give me
Garnett.
Charles Barkley and Garnett. Give me some Hussle and that's it.
All fucking day.
Shout out to them, though.
Yeah, shout out to them. Let's just do a super random check on Twitter. Do you see what's going on with the TikTok thing with the NBA and how these little white girls is getting credit?
I saw them on the
dance
sidelines
that the black girl created, and thankfully K-Camp is helping to shed some light.
K-Camp the rapper?
Yeah, on
Thank
the
God.
originator. I think I might be mixing up the stories here, but I just don't like the way TikTok is going, man. I hate to sound like that old person, but
you really do.
You know what? It is what it is.
They're fucking getting invited to the All-Star Weekend, bro. They're 15-year-olds.
Just cheese, man. I'm just cheese with that. Raptors fan Nav Bhatia will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame's Superfan Gallery.
There's a Superfan Gallery?
I suppose there is now.
How do I join that?
Kawhi does a dance during All-Star Weekend. We saw that. Obama. Did you see Obama just hail up all the players and say what up to them? And
No, there's a video?
It was just smooth. Just Obama's just smooth.
Hey, he is black, I'm just saying, we smooth like that.
Just a smooth guy, man.
We ain't awkward.
Guy.
You know why black people are not awkward? Because we don't take awkward situations as awkward.
Yeah, we just smooth, man.
Exactly, we're just smooth with it.
Smooth. That's it. I think that's it.
I have nothing new.
I think that is it. So in that case, please cue the mute.
I'm contemplating buying these Young M.A. tickets. only like $30.
You know, Spotify has a concert section now.
I saw that. They told me about it on my phone.
When did they tell you? Yesterday?
Yesterday. Told you too?
Because I was talking about concerts today with someone, and I think the algorithms heard me.
Yo, they definitely did.
And it just, hey man, we got a concert section now. I was like,
definitely heard you.
Okay, thank you, Spotify.
Yeah.
And then I got a little upset that I missed the Mick Jenkins show last week, but that is neither here nor there.
Well, it's actually here. I'm joking.
Please cue the motherfucking music. With that being said, that will take us to the end, the unfortunate end of another episode of the True North Views podcast. We appreciate you listening to this all-star broadcast. I'm rocking my CP3 Point Guard jersey from 2016 when the all-star game was in the 6.
Was 2016?
It was 16, man.
Jeez.
We got the patch on there.
That's
Shout
4
out to
years
Adidas.
ago.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, man, we here. You know what I'm saying? It was a great show, definitely. One of our longer shows. We will definitely be going back down to 90 minutes.
This is just a one-time thing.
Rhapsody review took 25 minutes.
Don't get used to this.
So, unless I go to a show, that's the only way it'll be a 110-minute episode.
110.
So, we appreciate this. We appreciate if you guys got here to the end with us today. And all we ask is one thing. We ask that you please... what do I say again?
Tell a friend.
Yeah. Tell a friend.
to tell a friend. To tell a friend. To tell a friend. To tell a friend. To tell a friend.
I was going to say, please share that word and don't forget to tell them.
I was ready to go tell. I was like,
I don't know.
And then I was waiting for you. And you're like, what do I say? I was like, oh, God.
I don't know where I was going with that, man. But like I said, 110 minutes in, shit, we get groggy. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
One thing I don't forget is that, as usual, I go by the name of Harris.
And I don't forget that you shouldn't forget that I'm the Skirt Master, Mr. Triple Double No Assist, stealing 70 mil.
It's going to take a while to remember that it's 70.
70 mil from the TTC, hopping turnstiles, and I'm an NBA champion on my way to All-Star Weekend after this. So call me Just Shola. I almost forgot what I was going with that too.
And please officially tell them that number one rule.
It's cold.
It is cold.
So watch out for the waistmans.
Watch out for the motherfucking waistbands. You already know what it is. True North Views Podcast, episode 93. I actually have no idea what I'm going to title this one. So let's see
where
we go with that. We do have a few.
And
we can
Williams.
always settle for like NBA Gold Star.
Yeah, exactly.
We really.
There's always the ones we can push for.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like I said, though, episode 93, True North Views Podcast. We appreciate you. Take care for now. Until next week. Peace.